There is a common misconception that all footballers like Cristiano Ronaldo avoid alcohol, sodas, smoking, and certain foods. However, there are many players who indulge in these habits without any regard. While banned substances are strictly prohibited, some footballers don't shy away from smoking. So let's take a look at 8 famous footballers who smoke. Just to be clear, this list doesn't include football managers like Maurizio Sarri. Now let's get started. Welcome to Football Legacy. Don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on the notifications, because we have a lot of content coming your way, and trust me when I say you don't want to miss out. At number 1, we have Marco Verratti. Despite a big match against Manchester United at Old Trafford in 2019, the Italian midfielder was reportedly out drinking and smoking all night during Neymar's birthday celebrations. However, he still managed to come out of the game with the most touches, best passing accuracy, and most fouls won. Even Julian Lorenz was amazed at how Verratti is able to consistently deliver on the field, despite his off-field indulgences. At number 2, we have Johan Cruyff, a football legend who won everything as both a player and a coach, including 3 Ballon d'Or awards, 4 European Cups, 13 league titles, and 13 domestic cups. He nearly completed his trophy collection with the World Cup, but lost in the final in 1974, where he was still named Player of the Tournament. More than his accomplishments, Cruyff's legacy continues to live on through Ajax and Barcelona. Despite being one of the greatest footballers and managers of all time, Cruyff was also a heavy smoker. He would smoke 20 cigarettes per day, and when he became a manager, that number reportedly increased to 40. While his smoking habits didn't seem to affect his success on the field, it did eventually impact his health. In 1991, he had to undergo a heart bypass operation, and it was linked to his increased cigarette consumption. Although he achieved greatness, it's important to note that heavy smoking is detrimental to one's health, and we don't encourage it at all. At number 3, we have Super Mario himself, Mario Balotelli. Now, Balotelli couldn't care less about what anyone thought of him. He received harsh criticism from the English media for being caught on camera smoking during his dry spell at Liverpool, but it didn't faze him. Even after being fined for smoking on a train, he continued to smoke. Only AC Milan was able to temporarily stop him by imposing strict conditions on his behavior, including a ban on smoking and drinking. He managed to adhere to these rules during his time in Milan, but as soon as he left the club, he was back to his old ways. Balotelli was even caught smoking just minutes before his debut for Nice in a high-pressure game against Juventus, but it didn't bother him one bit. Super Mario simply doesn't care. At number 4, we have Raja Nainggolan. Raja Nainggolan is the kind of person who doesn't care what others think of him. He openly smokes and has no intention of hiding it. During his time playing for AS Roma, he would leave his teammates in the dressing room to go smoke with the assistant manager. Not Sarri though. Some might argue that Nainggolan's smoking habits are unhealthy, but when he was at his peak, he always delivered top-notch performances on the field. When asked about his smoking habits, the Belgian midfielder had this to say: "I know I should set a good example, and I have kids, but I'm just a footballer. I do my job, everyone knows that I smoke, and I can't hide it, but I'm not ashamed." If you think Nainggolan's eccentric because of his smoking, the next footballer on this list will prove that judging people by their habits isn't a good idea. At number 5, we have Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney faced a lot of criticism from England fans during his playing career for his behavior both on and off the field, along with scandals involving cheating, prostitutes, public urination, excessive partying, and drinking. He also had a smoking habit that drew the ire of many fans. Despite his immense talent and success on the pitch, Rooney had to endure a lot of heat from the media and fans because of his indulgence in cigarette smoking. However, it's worth noting that he's not the only English footballer who has faced this type of treatment for smoking, as Wilshere had also been similarly criticized. At number 6, we have Jack Wilshere. In an interview, Jack Wilshere admitted that he was caught smoking during his time at Arsenal. Despite the English media publishing pictures of him smoking, he wasn't too bothered by it. His main concern was how his manager, Arsene Wenger, would react. To his relief, Wenger made a humorous remark the next day, stating that he too enjoys a cigarette when he has a drink. However, Wilshere was caught smoking multiple times afterwards, causing the media to heavily criticize him. As a result, he had to apologize for his actions. It's worth noting that Wenger's reaction to Wilshere's smoking was in stark contrast to how another former Arsenal player was treated when caught smoking. At number 7, we have Fabien Barthez. If you're not familiar with him, Fabien Barthez is a retired French goalkeeper who made a name for himself as a legend in the sport. And like some of the other footballers on this list, he also happens to be a smoker. When he made his move to Manchester United in 2000, the English media made a big deal out of it, but his coach Sir Alex Ferguson wasn't fazed. In fact, he said in an interview that he knew about Barthez's smoking habit even before he signed him, and it didn't bother him. According to Fergie, smoking was a far better habit for his players than drinking alcohol, which was unfortunately more common for players in England at the time. Barthez helped lead France to the World Cup final in 2006, and his smoking habit never seemed to get in the way of his success on the field. At number 8, we have Wojciech Szczesny, 2015. Wojciech Szczesny, the Polish goalkeeper, was caught smoking in the shower after a Premier League defeat against Southampton. The incident was reported to the coach, who fined him and subsequently dropped him from the first team. Unfortunately for Szczesny, that loss against Southampton also happened to be his final Premier League game for Arsenal. However, the Juventus goalkeeper was at least honest about his smoking habit. That's all for now, and see you guys in the next video.